What's up everyone, this is Matt for Digital Media, coming with another tutorial for Cinema 4D, showing you how to make something a little like this, and hopefully I can make it again. So we're going to go File, New, click on the render settings and change the screen output. Okay, then go to the cube, make a plane, and in the Objects tab, change the width and the height to 4,000 meters, and the width segments to 50 and the height segments to 50. Then we're going to go to this Deformers tab, add a bend deformer, and make it a child of the plane. So you drag it down until you get the downwards facing arrow there. With the bend deformer selected, on the Objects tab, change the strength to 90. Go to Coordinates and change the rotation B to -90, and go to the plane, and in the coordinates change the rotation H to -90, and there's a studio. Next thing we need to do is create some text, so go to MoGraph at the top and text object, drag it into the scene, go to object and obviously type in whatever you want it to say. So I'm going to have Digital Media, change the align to middle, and font, choose whatever font you want to use. Okay, I'm going to change the depth on this one to 80, and I'm going to rename this to outer. Then we want to press Ctrl C and Ctrl V on the text to copy and paste it, and rename it to inner. Change the depth to 30. Go to the caps tab and put a fillet cap on the start and the end. Change it to 4 steps, 5 radius on both, and then we want to move this to roughly this center. That looks alright. What we're going to do is find a nice position for it, so about there, and go to the lights tab and add a camera so we can go back to that position later on. What we're going to do next is on the materials part at the bottom left, we are going to double click 3 times, make 3 materials, and then double click on the first one and you see it's highlighted for the name, so we'll just rename this to Studio. Go to the Colors tab and we'll change that to a dark grey, and turn off the specular, and then double click the second one, rename this to Inner. I'm going to change the colour to red, like a darkish red. Okay, we'll leave it at that for now. We'll mess about with the materials later on. Double click the last one and rename that to outer. Set the colour to just off black. No, we don't want it completely black. Okay. And then it's just a simple case of when this wants to move. Make sure you haven't got your camera selected when you're trying to pan across, because it moves the camera position. So what we're going to do is just drag the studio material to the studio, inner material to the inner text, which just completely failed on me. I'll try that again. Okay, and the outer material to the outer text. There we go. And the next thing we want to do is add some lights. So just hold down the left click on there, add a normal light, and we're going to drag this all the way out to here, and then lift it up quite a bit. And then we want another one, so if you just left click, just a single left click on that, it'll make it just a standard light. We'll drag that out there a little and up, and then we'll move it over this way, so we've got some nice lighting for the side of the text. Okay, and then we want one more. This is going to be for shadows, so we're going to drag this out, raise it up, and we want it all the way over here. And if you click on the light object onto the last one, it should be called light.2. Go to details and check shadow caster and go to shadow and set to area. Make sure you do set this to area, because if it's not, if you set it to shadow map soft, then you get this sort of crappy effect on the studio. So we set that to area, render that, and you see we've got some shadows there. Obviously that's a little too much, so what we'll do is turn the density down to about 15 and see how that looks. Here we go, that's nice. Right, so the next thing is, let's fix up these materials. We'll start with the black. So what we want to do is add a bit of reflection. Change the brightness to about 15. We don't want too much on that. That's pretty much it for the outer part, to be honest. Next we want inner. We're going to do reflection at 40% and add a glow. What we're going to do with the glow is inner strength 100, outer strength we're going to set to about 120 and the radius to 3 meters and set random to 20%. And let's see, I'm going to rotate the camera a little. There we go. Let's see how that's looking. Yeah, that's not too bad. Right, what we're going to do next is just to make this look a little nicer. If you go to the render settings tab and effect, ambient occlusion, and then effect and global illumination, change the GI mode to IR plus QMC still image and the gamma to 2.2, and we'll change some more settings in there later. I'm just going to leave them as they are for now. And hit render. This could take a while depending on your machine. This is maxing my processor, so it could take a while depending on what PC you've got, or Mac, or laptop. As you can see, it's working out the reflections and the glow, but it won't look like this once it's finished, of course. And here we go, almost done. There we go. And just remember, the glow comes in after everything's rendered, so don't panic and think that you've left out the glow. There we go. So what we've got is the ambient occlusion giving us some really nice shadows on the text and on the floor, and then the global illumination is giving us some really nice lighting effects. So what we're going to do is go back into the render settings. This is for the final render. Go to the second tab and change the top one to high, the next one to high. Smoothing, we'll change that to heavy. The cache refinement, it's always good because it saves time, so we'll change that to very high, and the oversampling will change to heavy. Next you want to go to details and check reflective caustics and hit render, and away you go, and then you should end up with something that looks pretty sweet. So thanks for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe and like and comment.